live. Good. Okay. Nah, that's a bet. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, many salutations unto you elect across the four winds of this earth, fulfilling your lots in all truth and all sincerity. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week week out, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom America, which prophetically speaking in the scriptures is known as Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots. It's also known as Egypt, Assyria, even certain scriptures you can find Canaan. But when you read these names in these scriptures of these places that are mentioned in the last days to be designed for fire and destruction, that there acts as a similitude for America. One thing is not going to say America in the Bible. You gotta have the Spirit of the Lord dealing with you to understand what these words and meanings mean. All right? And in these last days, that understanding has been blessed or sent down to us from the heavens. All right? So again, as it was said, we come in week out, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom America, and also the uplifting, and we herald in the coming of our Lord Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And our Lord Yahawashi is going to come with the hosts of heaven. And this is something that not only we've been talking about, but the prophets before us talked about. Hey, even Enoch, who was a prophet before the flood, talked about it. Matter of fact, we can joke on Jesus real quick. Because the thing about it is, a lot of you church-going Christians and everything, y'all don't understand how the day of the Lord is going to be and what it's going to consist of, man. They got this whole rapture doctrine put out there that you got people that are going to disappear and everything clothes going to be left on the ground, and then there's going to be 7 years of hell. That's nowhere in the scriptures, bro. All right? That whole rapture doctrine is nowhere in the scriptures. The Lord is going to come down with the angels in what are called UFOs. That's why these UFO sightings have been taking place right now. All right? Now NASA's got disclosed files that they've had hid for decades. Now they're putting all this out here. The Spirit of the Lord is getting put on these people to really go into this. Those UFOs that people are seeing are the chariots of the Lord, man. And our Lord Yahawashi, our big brother, who the world calls Jesus Christ, he's going to come down with those angels, and it's going to look like an invasion, man. And it ain't going to be big-head green people coming out of them neither. No, it's going to be terrifying looking men that look very serious. Some of them gonna look like beasts. Some of them gonna look like men, dark-skinned men at that. All right? Come on, bro.
It's the book of Jude, verse 14. It says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of his saints.
The Lord coming with 10,000 of his saints. Even Enoch prophesied about that. All right, for those that might not know who the prophet Enoch is, that is the great-grandfather of Noah. All right, that is the father of Methuselah, the grandfather of Lamech, and the great-grandfather of Noah. And Enoch only lived 365 years before he was actually what the world would consider abducted. But he was translated. But as the world would perceive it, he was abducted. But before he was taken into the heavens in that chariot, what consisted of his message out of many things, but he was letting the world know that in the last days it was going to end with fire. And Yahawashi is going to come with thousands and thousands of his angels. Okay? You got it, bro.
Verse 15, it says, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed.
And that's the message of a prophet. That shows you that Enoch was a prophet. You even read it in Isaiah. I'll pull it out real quick. In the book of Isaiah 58, and you start from the top. This is literally what a prophet is supposed to be doing. A man that has the office of a prophet, this is his job. All right? Hey, and that's why it's on the Spirit on the apostles to really be so diligent about going out on the highways and prophesying, man. All right? Because even Noah prophesied. You read it in Hebrews 11, it says he condemned the ungodly. All right? And what is Enoch saying right here? He's letting the world know, look, this place is going to be utterly burned with fire. The Lord is going to come with the thousands of his hosts. All right? And he was letting them know of their ungodly ways and their ungodly deeds. Sounds like a judge to me. You probably had people going up to Enoch like, you can't judge me. Who are you? Because it's happening to us. I mean, it happened to the most important man to ever walk across the face of this earth, Yahweh Shai. So this is Isaiah 58, starting from the top. And it says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right? And that's exactly what Enoch was doing that you read about. Okay, the thing about us coming out here, it's going to be different than what you hear in those churches. When you go into those churches, those harlot houses that spew out lies, they give you a feel-good story. They don't tell you how the Lord is going to come back with his host. They don't tell you about, I didn't hear about Mystery Babylon growing up in the church. You know, it's taught to believe that the whole world was going to be destroyed by fire and the earth is going to blow up, which ain't according to the scriptures. So they didn't mention none of these things, man. But you're going to get the true source once you leave those temples, man. All right, those temples made with hands. You're going to get the true understanding when you leave from that, and that's if the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with you. All right? I kid you not, man. When I first heard about the chariot, and they was UFOs and everything, it wasn't far-fetched to me. For coming in the truth, it only made sense. You know? You got to preach that? Okay, John, that's the thing. Now I'm going to read this here in the book of Zechariah, the 5th chapter. Because the thing about it, and we talk about this often, all right? But that's the thing about the highways. When you step out there, a lot of repetitive things are going to come out. Even the precepts that we read are repetitive, you know? So going into this in Zechariah 5, it's the reason why all these chariot sightings are happening right now. It's the reason why these UFO sightings are literally sky high. Hey, I did a lesson on some months back, and it was like NASA's view of popular spots the Chariot scope. You know what I'm talking? It was like a picture with all the continents on it, and everything that was lit up are the places that the UFOs are showing up for. And when you go into that picture in the background, America was lit up, and the UK. They were the main places that was lit up. All right, but it makes a lot of sense because the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. All right, and those chariots also act as the eyes of the Lord. They're scoping out everything that's taking place. You got certain of them that distribute the gospel unto us, and that's in Revelation 14. You know what I'm saying? We can pull that out if the Spirit permits it. All right, but you also have angels that seal the minds of certain men and control them to do particular things. All right, they're literally in control of everything. And we talked about that last week, you know. But let's pull this in the book of Zechariah 5. Oh, you got it? Okay, yeah, let's start from the top.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
And what does Zechariah see? Because he named it a flying roll. Now, obviously, we know rolls don't fly. All right? But he was looking at a chariot. And one thing that the chariots have been showing more and more, how they can literally transform their shape into something. It could have literally transformed itself to look like a roll. It could, absolutely. And you remember that there was a video. You remember that chariot that looked like that high? The letter of Amos, this high. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a door. Well, there was a chariot, or some of y'all might have saw it, but this was popular, you know. But somebody was recording a chariot in the sky, and it was shape-shifting, and it literally transformed itself to look like our Hebrew letter Cha in the Assyrian Hebrew. All right? Some of y'all might remember the video, some of y'all might not. But the reason why I brought up that point is the mere fact that these UFOs can literally transform themselves, bro. They can, so it could have looked like a roll. It ain't that wasn't, you know, it ain't like when it was built, it was made to look like that. Now, it could have been. But one thing that we see about these chariots is it's like they're beings within themselves, but they're machines. It's weird how they explain it, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was to shape itself to look like that. Hey, the elder brother Kwahalat out there in Missouri did a lesson about a year ago going into how there were astronauts in space at a space station, and they were looking at a literal flying cloud in space, flying by the ship, and then it transformed into an actual ship, you know. So this is the type of technology from the heavens, and when these angels, when these chariots come, Esau ain't gonna know what to do. There's gonna be nothing that he can do, okay? But the reason why, and we're going into this, it's the reason why that all these chariot sightings are being shown, all right? Because that's showing that the doom of Babylon is coming to a theater near you. All right, they ain't showing up here just to show up. You know, like how you got those warships that show up in different coasts making threats like they're getting ready to do something. That's what these chariots are doing. Hey, let's threats. Tell them why, bro. Hey, it's threats. It's threats. Yeah, them chariots out there making threats. You know? You got it, bro.
Continue on, Zechariah 5 and 2, it says, he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
Now the angel asked him the first question, what you see? Knowing what he sees, you know, but he answers, I see a flying roll. Go ahead.
The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
And it's the thing about it as well. Now, you know, they'll go into cubits and say it's the size of a little bigger than your hand to past your elbow. But who's to say how big a cubit was back then? Because they was bigger back then. You know what I'm saying? And they could have been the cubit of an angel. You know, angels are taller. You know, so it was a ship that he saw, and he even went into the fact that it was skinnier. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
So when you see those UFO videos, like literally all you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in UFO sightings 2021. You're probably gonna see more than ever. You know? But just know, when you see these, that is a sign of the pending doom for Babylon. It says it's the curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth. Because when Yahweh Shai comes back, he even says it in Luke 12th chapter, he goes into it, I come to bring fire on the earth, but what will I can already be kindled? So one thing is, yes, those nuclear missiles are being created to be shot over here, all right, and destroy America with fire, which is Babylon. But in the midst of that, Yahweh Shai and the holy angels are going to come, and they're going to send forth more blazing glory. All right, and that's, I got a feeling that fire Yahweh Shai going to bring is even going to top the nukes.
You got the elections scattered abroad too. In different nations. Chariots are showing up.
Absolutely.
They're showing up everywhere. But more so, mainly like the brothers going into, bro, the states got to come. America, y'all got to come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's not by mistake that most of these sightings are happening in America and the UK.
Yeah.
It's not on accident. You got the UK, which America stemmed out of Britain. You know what I'm saying?
Look at the flag.
Yeah, bro. When that deadly wound was healed, that deadly wound being healed, it started over there within that region. All right, around Spain and Portugal, but it migrated later on up to the UK, Great Britain area. All right, and America is pretty much a branch off of that. Okay? So these angels are moving very calculative, but they're scoping this place out, man. All right, and when he says this is the curse that goes over the face of the whole earth, excuse my French, but no shit, it's a curse, man.
Yeah.
All right, because these are going to bring holy hell. These are going to bring destruction. A lot of people are going to think it's an alien invasion, but you're going to have certain people that are going to be remembered. They're going to be putting remembrance in that day. Or those crazy guys with those garments on said this was going to happen, you know? And we're coming into that time. And there's been so many chariot sightings, especially out here in the DFW area lately. Out there in Fort Worth, one of the brothers, Adamus Sapat, sent me a video on it. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
He sent the video, it was on Instagram, but it was in Fort Worth, Texas. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 Fridays ago, not last Friday, but the Friday before that. And Fort Worth was stricken with chariots. Chariots all over the sky, man. That was the same night I saw that chariot at work. You know?
What's a lot? Yeah. Oh, that was in Fort Worth.
Yeah, that was in Fort Worth.
Oh, I may ask. Okay. I think I got it.
Man, bro, your testimony that you had, bro, you know, you want to explain it, brother. I ain't got to put you on the spot, but hey.
Angels are here, man. All right, they're coming up against this wicked kingdom, man. You know? And they also are here to protect and guide the elected right as well. You know, where they had already said it, that what the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. You know, and also the scripture plays out that what the angels encampeth around about those that fear Yahweh.
Right. Yeah, this brother saw a chariot, man. It was like a plane that was in the process of going down. It was smoking. And there was a chariot hovering right over it, bro. You know? It's very strange stuff that's happening right now, but that's part of those new signs and new wonders that we read about. Okay? But yeah, folks, be prepared for the invasion, man. It's going to be an invasion that's going to happen soon, man. All right, and it's going to blow y'all's mind, because it's going to literally alter reality. It's going to show you that the little reality that you think in your mind don't mean nothing, man. All right?
I was going to say, because the chariots are out of this world technology now. They call them what? UAPs, unknown aerial phenomenon. This is technology that Esau and these people aren't ready to, fully acknowledge.
Right, right.
They don't understand. I mean, the elites know. These regular people will walk by us and they hear this truth. They're not ready for it, man. They're going to take them like a thief in the night.
Right, right. You got a preach at the door?
Every time brother mentioned that, I was trying to find that quote, but the brother can go ahead. I was trying to find that quote from Ronald Reagan. When he's speaking to the nations. Let's say an outside force, comes. We need to be point. We need to be together. We need to be on point.
That's right.
Because they know what them outside forces are.
Right.
Like, damn well ain't no damn big head ass aliens, man.
That's right, bro.
Looking crazy as hell. Looking like E.T., bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey, and the crazy thing about it, because just as we know that there's like the host of heaven is vast, bro. You got angels and you got demons. They all be in the chariots. Hey, it wouldn't be far-fetched if certain of those creature-looking ones that people saw were just demons, so they can transform themselves. There are lying spirits that are up there that are meant to deceive.
Was it Revelation 6, like when the angels take on different forms?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like
you got so many different types of creatures that are out there.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, the Most High is wild, bro.
Yep.
The Most High is wild, bro. You just continue to wait, man.
That's right.
Even take out the demons.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, they're far out, bro.
Yep.
Bro, you can imagine with John, Isaiah, all those men that had a vision of seeing the host of heaven, seeing the throne. You can imagine the stuff that they saw.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The caliber of angels. I mean, put it like this, it was probably stuff so strange. You remember the Apostle Paul, he said when he saw in the heavens, he couldn't even utter it. He said it was a lawful for him to utter it, man. Matter of fact, we can get that really quick. Hold that. I'll read it.
Okay.
It's in 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter.
Hey, can I?
Yeah, please, bro.
This is that quote from the nations meeting. Oh snap! This happened. The anniversary just passed. I believe what 30. It's been 34 years ago since this quoted message from President Ronald Reagan, and he spoke. Cannot swords be turned into plowshares?
Interesting.
Right?
You know where he got that from?
Yeah, scripture. Yeah, this is the first thing it is. Can we all nations not live in peace in our obsession with antagonisms of the moment? We often forget how much unites all the members of humanity, Reagan said. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond.
And that's the spirit that was put on him to say that, bro. There was an angel literally controlling his mouth and lips to utter that statement right there, man.
That's right.
Because lo and behold, he mentioned something that's scripturally based.
That's right.
Okay? Because once World War III is happening out there in the valley of Yehoshaphat, when Armageddon is happening, World War III, Apostle Aramblab goes to this often, bro. All right, in the midst of those men fighting, they're going to change from fighting each other because Yahweh and those forces are going to come and crack the heavens, bro.
That's right.
So all those F-35s, F-22s that they're building, all their direct energy weapons up there in the heavens, all of that is going to be directed toward the chariots.
That's right.
And you can read about that in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter as well, man. But this place is not advanced enough, man. Your arm's too short, like Nas said. Your arms are too short to box with God. But that's what they're going to try to do.
That's right.
Oh, is there more to that?
Yeah. This is also, I got this off of cultureready.org, but I y'all want to look this up. You go to MSNBC.
Yeah.
Hell, it's on YouTube, I believe the speech is.
Yeah.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. Like, come on, bro. Who else could he be talking about, man?
Right.
He's talking about the angels, man. He's talking about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man.
Right.
Lord of hosts, man.
That's right, bro.
Okay? That's what this is going into, man. That's what the scriptures are going into. And these damn Edomites, these elites know, man. Whether they're puppeteers or whatever set up, they know, like, man, Like only if I guess if Ronald could be here now. But I mean, stuff has been happening, man.
Right.
Because a lot of them, they keep a lot of things locked. But the earth is what? Helping the woman. You know what I'm saying? And Yashar is that woman. Okay? I'll continue reading. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? Man, that's Cain all day, man. That's Cain all day, aka Esau, man. Okay? Ronald Reagan, all of them, man, they ready to flex they. It's like, even though it's like, bro, it's like, bro, the Lord, the angels, bro, it's just gonna be crazy. Like, you really trying to fight against the Most High angels, bro.
And it's fulfilling the prophecy in Genesis 3, going into how the seed of the woman going to strike the head of the serpent, which that seed of that woman is talking about Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
But when Yahweh Shai comes with those angels and the elect, by the way, as well, all right, what it's going to do is it's going to strike the head of this devil and bring him down. Right? All right. But we can finish that in Zechariah, and I can pull this up in 2 Corinthians 12 afterwards. 2 Corinthians 12, starting from the top. So these heavenly devices, these creatures that are in there are far out, man. So when they come, it's gonna bug a lot of people the hell out, man. What's about to happen, bro? Right? You know?
Yeah, we quoted it from that 2 Corinthians 13. It says what? And the great fear fell upon them, but yet they first fight.
That's right.
The Lord gonna put that spirit on them just to fight anyways, to their own destruction. Within an hour, all these kingdoms will be trodden down, and we begin, starting with Al-Shai and the elect, the overthrowing and the beginning of the kingdom to come,
right?
Which is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahshua.
Mask is gonna be the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, that mask gonna be the last thing on your mind when them chariots come, man. It's already gonna be no food, already gonna be interfighting amongst each other. So people are already gonna be in a psychotic state. So just imagine when those chariots come, those different types of chariots appear, the angels, spirits of power happening, men doing miracles. Like, we're literally like in the shift of realms right now, in the shift of dimensions as we speak. All right? So those chariots that are appearing, those aren't third dimensional beings. No, that's not of the third dimension, but we're seeing it now. All right? Which shows you that there's a change that's happening in this realm, bro.
Yeah.
You know? You got it, bro.
Back in the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, and I'll just read verse 3 again. It says, Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it.
And who was the biggest thief on the planet Earth? Esau Edom. I mean, he steals nationalities, literally. This nigga steals resources. He steals nationality. All right? He'll even go through the lengths and measures of killing his own partner just to receive that level of power, bro. All you got to do is just look at ancient Rome. They was killing each other. Stealing shit from each other, man. But that's his MO. When you look at it, America, how was America gotten? Off the backs of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This is stolen land.
Yeah.
You got it, Kadar.
And also, I'm glad you mentioned that. Now the topic of the week, what has been what? Levi, right?
Oh yeah.
All the BS that Esau did to them, man. When Jake was beat through that Napoleon of ass, the French. Bro, they taxed the hell out of Jake for their freedom, man. Billions worth of debt. And you take resources, and I didn't even know this, bro. They say it's certain stuff. It's basically if a lot of land is attributed to the destruction of Levi, man, over there in Haiti. They said a lot of land should be owed to Haiti due to the debt though. And our like the priest was saying, the natural resources, y'all steal everything, man. Y'all steal everything. Like the clip the elder posted in the chat with Esau and the stuff he stole from Nigeria. Yeah, he basically hit him with the red clip from Friday. We'll keep it at my house, but it'll be like it's ours. And he was just trying to be so slick. He didn't want to He said, oh no, it's like not, you know, in today's time it's much different. It wouldn't fly like that. But he didn't want to admit that they was the biggest fucking thieves, man.
Right.
And those riches have been gotten by what? Deceit.
That's right. I got the quick one right here. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and this whole thing is going in against Esau when you read the book of Obadiah. All right. But it says in Obadiah 1 and 5, I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's literally the mindset, especially of the elites of these Edomites, these Caucasian people. All right, especially their leaders. They don't look at how they can be taken down. Even when they look at their good old America, they don't believe this place is going to go down. They think this place is going to go on and last forever. All right, but even in the satellites that they have, the weaponry that they have in space, all right, mentioned it earlier in 2 Ezra 13, they're still going to try to fight against the chariots, meaning in their mind, they think they have a chance. They think they have somewhat of a chance they can change prophecy in their mind, and that is pride, bro. But when you believe you're a God and when you believe you're on that high of a level, it only makes sense why they think that way, because look at who they've conquered and what they've done the past millennia. They've conquered everything, man. You know? So it makes sense why he feels he's in this position. But it says the pride in thine heart hath deceived him. So he's even deceived by his own pride that he has, believing that he's going to last forever. Fight against the chariots and such, man. And those are those great things you read about in Daniel 7 and in Revelation the 13th chapter. Talking about speaking great things. All right? One of the great things he speaks is his weaponry and his military might, man. You know?
And if I can say this, also those great things. Jake helped a lot of y'all with those great things. Like with the Haitian Revolution. Mm-hmm. They said a lot of land would have still a lot of land still would have been owned by France, basically. You know, if it wasn't for who? Levi, right. Jake. A lot of the so-called wars you had on your own soil. Who helped? Jake.
Right.
And they know the scoop, man. The world knows the scoop. Everybody wants to sweep it under the rug, but here it is. We gotta make sure we remember 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Go on, a little more. Obadiah 1 and 3. I'm sorry, 1 and 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
That's right. Who just recently did that? Who so-called attempted to do that? Jeff Bezos and his brother.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, this nigga like, bro, look. He's on pace to be a trillionaire in a couple. Alvarez out, we don't see a couple of years. But they say that boy is on pace to be a trillionaire, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's Esau's MO, man.
That's right.
Y'all could, you know, and it really doesn't matter what people say anymore, man, with how they view Yahweh by Shimon Shah.
Right.
Well, that was written in 2000. Well, guess what? 2,000 years ago, we're talking about, you know what, in your arm and that mask mandate. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Then it mentioned the eagle. Who else is the eagle tied to, man? America.
Yeah.
Rome. Okay. And Babylon has the eagle as well, but what does it say in Psalms 137? Yeah. Daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be. Yeah. Daughter of Edom, he mentioned Edom, happy shall he be that taketh thy little ones to dash them against the stone. So this right here is showing you who Esau is right here, because it goes into Esau. Yeah. But it says, I'm going to read it again, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. That's the American flag, bro. All right? And that was the Roman, that was the Roman bird, and even the ancient Greeks worshiped that bird, man. All right? As soon as Esau started getting power after Babylon, because they started following the beliefs of those Babylonians, they adopted those customs from those Hamites, bro. Yeah. But in the last days, it's talking about a particular people that was going to exalt thyself like the eagle. And again, when you go into all the fowls in heaven, all the birds, the eagle flies the highest. There's no birds that fly higher than eagles, so they're literally on top of the world. And they had that, that's where you get eagle eye from. All right, you get their site, the phones, internet. They can they literally look at you, everything that you're doing. You got that movie that came out with Shia LaBeouf years ago called Eagle Eye, and it's going into that. Rex 84, 1984. You know, Big Brother's watching. It's talking about Esau and Edom, bro, the so-called white men. Mainly starting with the elites of them, because we get it. These lower level Edomites don't have an idea, but that don't change the fact that you're still going to receive judgment, all right, based on what your elites are doing. Because you still got to receive judgment for what your fathers have done. Because y'all are coming back in that position. You know?
All the nation against your has. Every nation has had to suffer.
That's right.
It wasn't no way you
Absolutely.
Nah, you may have been a house nigga or field nigga, but you still got your ass beat.
Right.
You're gonna suffer collectively too.
Absolutely, bro. The Lord deals with portions, bro. He don't just, I mean, honestly, you can get punished for something individually, but when the Lord judges a nation, it don't matter about how good you were as a person. It don't matter about how you was that old lady that gave candy to the children. It don't matter.
That's right.
And we always talk about it. Back when that flood came, there was a lot of miniature skeletons and older skeletons with hunchbacks. Meaning it was young and old that was slain. The Lord ain't discriminate.
That's right.
He only saved Noah and his house. You had people that didn't believe back then, but they were probably so-called nice people, you know, so-called good Samaritans. But it didn't matter, you know. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I got one more precept to this, but it looks like you got one that touches the right point.
Yeah, because it just backs up completely what the priest said. This is Amos chapter 3, starting at verse 1.
And this is all the judgment of the Heavenly Father.
That's right.
These are the words that you don't ever read. This is the Bible that you have sitting on your table collecting dust.
That's right.
Okay? This is all written of in the Bible. The Bible prescribes Israelites to be saved.
Right.
No other nation.
That's right.
All right?
That's right.
You got it, bro.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
All right? And that even goes into it as well, because the Lord had to discipline us, the children of Israel, because we went off. When we say we went off, we literally went a-whoring after other gods. And a lot of you niggas still in that spirit today.
Yeah.
And when I say niggas, I'm talking about all you tribes, man. All right? You got all this information going out showing you that Christmas is bullshit.
Yeah.
And people still doing it. Oh, it's for the kids. All right? Well, we're going to see where that leads. You doing it for the kids. What about for the Lord?
Yeah. That's right.
Wicked niggas going on Easter egg hunts in a dang church, showing you it's a whorehouse, bro. Ain't none of that scripturally based. But the Lord judged us because we did that, which means that he's going to judge you.
That's right.
Because you still in that spirit, at least you repent.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, if I can say this, when it's a big game or finals, nigga, you don't get no separate ring.
Real talk.
Nah, you gotta eliminate.
Right.
See you in the off season. Hit the gym harder, train harder. You know what I'm saying? If I'm missing something, I ain't never seen nobody get a separate championship ring. Well, I did ball out.
Exactly. Yeah,
I did ball out in game 6.
That's a good point, bro.
So, nah, bro. You take that L, just, you know.
Yeah, bro. Remember when J.R. Smith blew that?
Yeah.
Blew that, you know what I'm saying? He could have caught a timeout. He took that dumb shot and it was going timeout. The game was over, bro. Put it like this. Yeah, fingers was pointed at J.R. Smith, but what happened? The Cavs lost.
Yeah. And LeBron had a flawless half
He
game.
scored 50.
Yeah,
50 plus points against the Warriors.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
LeBron's 50 didn't matter.
Exactly.
J.R. Smith's dumbass, them niggas lost, bro. Collectively. So when the Lord deals with judgments, bro, he's going to deal with it collectively. You got it, bro. I'll let you back more on that.
Come on. This is back in Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So he don't even care about the other nations for real. He just everything was written already, so things have to play out. All right, but he literally shows that this group of people he's talking about, who are the Israelites, is a very exclusive bunch of people. All right, and just because he made us in such a unique way, because you got to think about it, he sent his wisdom down to us, you know, so we should have known better. But what happened? He punished us, just like Adam was punished, because he chose Adam and gave the breath to Adam. He went off, but he punished Adam for it. Okay, that's just what it is.
It's kind of like an accessory to murder. If you was there.
Yep. He was there.
You know what I'm saying? Now you may get like a lesser sense or what have you, but your ass gonna get you gonna get that work too.
Right.
Okay.
Like I said, This is back in Obadiah 1 and 5. We was reading in Zechariah 5, going into the thief. All right, going into how the chariots, all right, are pretty much an omen, all right, to the thief. Now we're gonna go into who the thieves are. And I mean, it only makes sense. I mean, there's only really one nation of people on the planet Earth that have stolen other people to this degree.
Yeah.
To this degree we're talking about.
Yeah.
That have literally taken it there. So I can spray a little bit, y'all. This is Obadiah 1 and 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And that's going into the process of gleaning grapes. All right? He's using the example of gleaning grapes to Esau, Edom, how he just takes everything and don't leave nothing.
They're taking the stem and everything.
Yeah, bro.
You know, it's like, you know, when you get the grapes, and then nigga take the stem, bro.
Yeah, and he take the stem. Leave the stem. He don't even leave the stem. But when you go into the process of gleaning grapes, like back then, you could shake your tree, whether it was apricots, apples, whatever it was, you shake it, and all those fruit come down. But it's a law to what does not come down. You're not supposed to take it. That's a law in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You even have different societies. You know, they'll even have a machine. It's not a tractor, but it's kind of like a machine, and it connects to a tree, and it shakes it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking? Yeah, it shakes it. That's called gleaning. You know what I'm saying? So you got gleaning grapes. You shake the tree, and everything that comes down, you take it. But whatever's left over, is left for the poor. So he's using this example right here to Esau, Edom, because lo and behold, you shaking the tree, you got more than your heart's desire can. But you even take it, and also that's transgression. Even though the law wasn't given unto them, but they wanted to put the law and the covenant in their mouth, so they're gonna have to be punished for that. All right? You got all these companies, slack it, bro. You got all these companies that you made, all this money that you have, all this money that you can just give out. You can get people off of work. People work damn near every fucking day, wasting, excuse my friends, for wasting their lives. You got other cultures and societies that allow you to be off a whole month to get some rest. But over here in America, they literally work you to death and take every little thing, bro. This man has to pay for that. Esau has to pay for those decrees, putting it out there, man. You gotta control.
No. I was saying, like you said, that's gluttony.
That's gluttony.
Yeah, the way,
right.
The way the priest is going into it, that's pure gluttony. You know, Esau takes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that was money distributed to all these states due to the pandemic. Bro, they said like let's say 46 billion was sent out. They barely using $1 billion of it, bro. They said hella bread was sent out, bro.
Man,
They said these different states was using like, bro, but they kept the money to themselves. But that's Esau's MO, bro. That's Esau's MO, bro. From your Rockefellers to your JP Morgan, your elite families, just all them damn devils, man.
right.
They just greedy as hell, man.
Hey, you remember we was in the wilderness? We passed through the land of Edom.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And pretty much, you know, all we asked was just for our animals to drink. And our animals to drink. And them niggas said no. No, they had plenty to offer, bro. But this is their MO. That was their MO back then, as Jaquan said. And this is their MO today. And that's also an indicator to show you who they are.
Yeah.
That's an indicator, not only their pigmentation, but literally how they move. Okay? You can imagine the spirit Cain was in back then, and when he had his line and everything, death on the earth, slain on the earth, they was thieves. Woo. He stole his brother's life. You know? The first murder.
Weapon. That's what Cain means.
Mm-hmm.
Weapon. And once again, the term Cain, the raising Cain comes from that act. So people say, oh, they're raising Cain. That comes from Cain. Like raising hell, bro.
Yeah.
Murder. Death.
Right.
That's your whole MO, man.
Right.
Let's look at Zechariah chapter 5 and middle of verse 3. It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
And we just went into Obadiah, going into Esau, how he's a proud man, he doesn't keep it home. And then it says how he's a thief. Okay, so these chariots, when we see these UFO sightings on YouTube and all of that, is a sign to these people that was wicked, bro.
Yeah.
Now, when we see it, that's a sign for us as well. All right, and that's a sign also for us to fear because we know how powerful those are and how the Lord can take us out at any moment. But more so when we see it, we rejoice because that is a sign of our salvation. In regard and as pertaining to our salvation, while we get saved, the destruction of the enemy has to happen too. America has to be destroyed. Esau has to fall. Both of these intertwine with one another. All right, we can't be saved and America be saved and spared at the same time. Right? Matter of fact, Proverbs 18 and 24, I'm going to show you. Please, I can pull it out. Shit. Proverbs 18 and 24. Because something has to be required, bro. When the elect get delivered, all right, judgment has to happen to everybody else, man. Okay? Ain't no such thing as the elect getting delivered and America being saved at the same time. It wouldn't work like that. And the scriptures even say in Jeremiah, we would have held Babylon. Okay? You got that in Proverbs?
Yeah, 18 and 24.
I believe it's in 18 and 24.
Okay. It's Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. A man that hath friends.
No, that's not it. It's a lot. I got it. It's in Proverbs chapter 18. Verse 24 and 18. It might be 24 and 18. Or if you type in the word ransom, oh, sorry, 21 and 18. Yeah, not 24 and 18, 21 and 18. Nah, you funny, bro. Hey, leave me alone.
This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 18.
The Lord can't spare everybody, bro. The Lord can't spare everybody. Somebody has to die while somebody has to live, bro. Hey, in order for us to be spared, he killed his only begotten son. Right? You know? But that was the righteous for us.
Yeah.
You know, so now it's coming to the point where he's going to have to, now he's going to deliver his righteous, and he ain't going to spare these wicked niggas, bro. All right, it don't work like that. So when you see these chariots, Proverbs 15 and 3, somebody can hold that. You know, that's also a sign for us and also a sign for the wicked. All right, to show that the doom is coming to this place. You got it, Quan.
This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright.
Now, when you go to that word ransom there in the Hebrew, that word is kapar, or atonement.
Yeah.
Atonement, and it also means a pitch or a covering. Okay? So can you read that again?
Yeah. This is back in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom.
The wicked shall be an atonement or a payment, all right, or a covering, a pitch. Okay? For what?
For the righteous.
For the righteous.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does that mean? When the Lord comes and delivers his elect, he's going to destroy the ungodly.
That's right.
All right, that's where we started this off in the book of Jude, where Enoch was cursing their asses out, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Enoch was disgusted. You can imagine how disgusted that he was, bro, because he was seeing everything that we're seeing right now, bro.
Right.
And he was going so hard, he got delivered up in the chariot. Okay? We're in the position of Enoch right now, being upright.
Yeah.
You got a few upright men, and Lord's willing, we endure to the end, because there's even times that we fall. All right? But hey, somebody in this earth right now is playing the role of being the upright, being the teacher, in the midst of people that are crooked and perverse as hell, bro. So the Lord is going to deliver the godly, and he's going to punish the godly as a ransom for the godly. All right, he's going to punish the ungodly as a ransom for the godly. Okay, that's why you read it in Sirach 44 and 17. It goes into Noah, and it says how Noah was in exchange for the world. Okay, so when them chariots come and deliver the elect, that's pretty much it. That's the payment right there. Taking now, he's going to obliterate and destroy everything else, bro. You know. Hey, it's a benefit that comes with being an Israelite if you an Israelite in the spirit.
That's right.
You know.
No, that's your problem. I'm
For sure. That's the best.
This is back in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 18. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright.
And there we go.
Yeah. Someone exchange. You know, I know, like, you know, certain, you know, words trigger. You know, ransom. What is usually a ransom? Like the preacher said, it's a note for an exchange.
Right.
Like, yo, this nigga tripping. This brother right here, he's on point. This brother's fighting. You know what I'm saying? So you atone for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice. It's gonna be a sacrifice one way or the other, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice.
Facts. And when you read that, it also shows you, like, it's unique when you go into that word ransom, especially when you look at the definitions of that, because again, it all means just a covering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like a covering for what's getting ready to come. You know, like when you go into the word pitch, like when Moses was on that when he was made out of the when he was put in that basket,
Yeah.
and it says that she put pitch in there, and when you go, it said it was an ark. All right, but that pitch she put in there protected him from sinking in that water.
Yeah.
That acted as a ransom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That pitch was thrown in there.
Be atoned.
You know, to be atoned for. It all goes back into the word atonement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, another precept came to mind. Isaiah chapter 43. It goes into the Egyptian and the Ethiopian. Yeah, it's in verse 3. I can read it. This is Isaiah 43 and 3. It says, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. Like kind of with Moses in the ark. You know what I'm saying? And even again, Yahweh Shai acted as our atonement. He acted as our ransom. And that was a unique case because he saved, you know, pretty much he gave up the godly for the ungodly.
Yeah.
Now in Proverbs, it says it vice versa.
Yeah.
But it's the reason why Peter emphasized on that when you read it, I believe, what, in 1 Peter, what chapter is that? I believe the second chapter, all right? It goes into how he gave the righteous for the unrighteous, you know what I'm saying? But how the Lord is going to judge his place. He's going to have the ungodly be as a ransom or payment for the godly to have that escape route, you know? But when you read this here, it's going into how Yahweh shines our pitch. This is back in Isaiah 43 and 2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame be kindled. And those are all accounts going into how the Lord delivered particular men and how he's going to deliver us when times get hard, right? And he's going to use the ungodly as a covering for that, bro. Yahshua goes into this often, all right? Hey, there's going to be fighting going back and forth between our enemies.
Yeah.
And within that being the case, a lot of us are going to be able to escape through. You know what I'm saying? But this is verse 3. This is the point. For I am the Lord thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. And when you go into what happened in Egypt, that goes into the great deliverance. So imagine America. Put America in place of that. All right? He gave Egypt for thy ransom.
Yeah.
Okay? And what happened? We took all the gold. All right? We took their cattle, their flocks, and we went all the way out of that land, and the Lord obliterated that place, bro.
Right.
That had to happen in order for us to be delivered in the magnified way.
Right.
All right? So how much more do you apply to right now? I mean, you got to think about it. The chariots? UFOs? Come on, bro. That's what's getting ready to happen is going to bypass what happened in ancient Egypt by a long shot, bro.
Right.
That's why you read it in, what, Jeremiah 16, where it says, in that day, you know, you aren't going to say, thus be the Lord of hosts that delivereth us from the land of Egypt, but thus be the Lord of the host that delivereth us from the land of the north. All right, what's getting ready to take place, how this salvation is going to happen, it's going to bypass what happened in ancient Egypt by a long shot.
Yeah, okay.
And that was a big deal because we still talk about Egypt today. You got atheists that know what happened in ancient Egypt. They know about the Red Sea split, the 10 plagues of Egypt. People that don't even believe, that never even picked up a Bible know about that.
They can actually quote it.
Yep.
Like, you know, what you quote, it's in Exodus, right?
Exactly.
Like, no, that's the scripture. That's all. So like the priest said, everybody knows that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows he is.
That's right.
And that happened.
That's right. And what happened in Exodus in order for us to get delivered? The Lord raised up his two witnesses, man.
Right.
He raised up Moses, Aaron, and they chanted Egypt to death. They chanted Egypt down.
Yeah.
They sent plagues upon the Lord sent the plagues, but the miracle was worked. The Lord used those men.
Yeah.
The miracle was worked through those men. All right? The priests. Yeah, absolutely. So how much more do you apply it right now in modern Egypt, modern America?
Yeah.
And you got the two witnesses that are rising back up, northern and southern kingdom.
Right.
Yeah, how much more do you apply it? You know what I'm saying? You got these men, brothers are speaking things into existence, bro. Literally on the Day of Atonement, the Dead Sea turned red, looked like blood, bro.
Yeah.
On the Day of Atonement, it could have been any other day. It don't matter what excuse you could use to give. Oh, the sulfuric acid mixture with the water chemicals and the algae. Man, shut up, nigga. That was on the Day of Atonement, bro. That was an omen. It could have been any other day. Not only was it blood red, but it was that on the Day of Atonement, which one way to show an atonement is blood. One way that atonement is received is by blood. Another word for this, expiation. So why was the Dead Sea red like blood on the Day of Atonement, bro? Meaning there's going to be a lot of blood that's about to be shed here very soon.
Yep.
A lot of blood, man.
For the righteous sake.
For the righteous sake. If you go over there in the land of Israel, you got those demons that are over there, bro. Those Amalekites. You know? They're over there. It's a lot of blood that's on their hands right now, man. And I believe that was just the prelude, bro. And you read it in Revelation 11. It says, these two men I give them power, and they shall turn water into blood in those days. Just like in Egypt. You know?
And then also our people who is tricking and going over there on a whim, kind of winging it under who's that? Ben Ami. You know, you got Jake still over there.
Yeah, still over there, stuck over there.
Y'all tripping because a lot of people was looking at him like he was the son, like he was the deliverer.
Right.
So y'all gonna have to take part of that too. The rest of our people, man.
That's right. Going off. They won't even eat no meat, which you're not going off. You don't eat no meat. But what about the Passover? What are you doing on the Passover? You gonna keep that Adamic diet during the Passover? You know, the Lord said he was gonna send us to that land. He didn't say that he was gonna pick us up, you know, and we were gonna just get on a plane and fly over there, man. Now look at them niggas. You gotta wear, now look at those brothers, Salakia. You know, those brothers and sisters, Salakia. But they gotta wear yarmulkes. They gotta enlist in the Israeli military, you know. And look at what's taking place. Now they over there, they gotta get jabbed up. A lot of them are getting vaccines over there, man. A lot of those jakes. Because when you look at the state of Israel, the population, you got about 85% of the population that's jabbed. So you got to consider a lot of those Israelites that are there, those actual jakes, got the juice. Now look at that, man.
And they had to fight the military over there too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And all that, hey, this is not the best time to be enlisted in the military, bro. All right, especially America's military, because all these militaries are going to fight against the angels, bro. They're going to be forced to. Okay, so if you are an Israelite and you believe you're an Israelite and you're trying to get into the military, that is a horrible idea, man. All right?
Get a gig, bro.
Just get a gig. You know what I'm saying? Be part of a camp. Do something, man. Yeah. Leave Esau's stuff alone, bro. Because this is the Lord preparing his downfall, bro. You know? You got a precept you want to say? Nah. Okay. Come. Oh, and also Proverbs 15, 15 and 3. Fuck this stuff. We can read it real quick and then we can go into that. Oh, you all time. I forgot all about it. You want to read? I got it. This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place. Are in every place. Now, what are the eyes of the Lord? The angels. Right. All right. And hey, this is the thing about it too. Because when Yahweh received dominion, he was likened unto what? A lamb having 7 eyes and 7 horns. And that was right when judgment was given unto him when he sat on the right hand side of the Father. Meaning that all the angels, they pretty much report up to him. He has all the information, all the knowledge. So when these chariots are coming and going, doing what they're doing, you got to consider the fact that they're reporting back up to the hierarchy, man, and all of this is getting reported back up to Yahweh Shai, who reports it to his Father. So the lamb having all those eyes and all those horns goes into power and vision, bro. So it says the eyes of the Lord, all right? Yahweh Shai is seeing all of this that's playing out right now, all right? They're all reporting it back to our Lord. You got it, bro.
I'll reread that again.
Come.
This is back in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
So you can't escape. All right, now it goes into it in the scriptures how in Psalm 64, going into those elites, how they try to do their works in darkness because they don't shoot their arrows in secret. All right. Well, the Lord sees it. I remember, and this is something I talk about often. I wish it was still posted, but hey, Esau took it down. But the elder brother out there in the UK, Ramah, he had that dream that he was having a conversation with Evelyn Rothschild, you know? And when he had that conversation with Evelyn Rothschild, all right, Evelyn Rothschild was like, we know exactly who y'all are. We know who y'all are. We know what y'all do. We're watching y'all. We got tabs on y'all. And Ramah was pretty much like, oh, cool, that's what's up. How you feel about the Chariot, the UFOs? And he said Evelyn Rothschild's face got frozen like he was terrified. You know what I'm saying? So they know exactly what consists of these UFOs that's coming, bro. And again, like it was mentioned earlier, bro, when it comes to Yahweh appearing in his glory and those angels, there's going to be some far out stuff that people are going to see. You know? That's why I mentioned it in 2 Corinthians 12. When Paul, we can finish that up and then go to 2 Corinthians, I can read it. But what Paul saw, he said it was a law from the other. And you can imagine John, same thing. Remember, John couldn't write all the things that he saw. He wasn't allowed to. But you seen what, he goes into what he saw. He said he saw the 4 beasts. Now, I'm going to say this, bro. To call somebody a beast, I'm going to say it like that. If I walk to this person and be like, you a beast. You beast, man. That's a disrespectful saying, right? Yeah. But what John saw, the only thing that he could fathom in his mind of these holy angels is consider them beasts, that's telling you something. Because he obviously didn't mean nothing disrespectful by it, but he explained it the best way that he saw it. So those chariots he's seen over the throne, the wheels that he saw, the angels that he saw, the beasts that he saw, the 24 elders, he saw something far out. And that type of energy, all right, is getting ready to crack this atmosphere, man. Energia, that's right. That spirit is about to crack this atmosphere, bro. You know, so it makes sense why it goes into the terror of the Lord. Then they shall know that the Lord hath done this. It's going to be a very terrible day, man. Those angels are dreadful, man. Hey, when Ezekiel saw the wheels, he said they were dreadful. You know? You got that, bro. Zechariah.
Back in Zechariah 5 and finishing off verse 3. It says, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
They shall enter into the house of the thief. And we see it taking place right now, bro. Like, really, technically, if you want to really get down to the nitty-gritty, they've been here, all right, even around the time of the 1970s, because you remember that disclosed information that they had, that stemmed all the way back from, like, 68. You know, those were files of UFOs that stemmed all the way back from around 68. That's when Abba Bivens was on the scene, man. All right, that was after those 3.5 years you read about in Revelation 13.
Exactly.
Okay, so the chariot started being documented and recorded for entering in the house of the thief around that same time that we believe John the Baptist was out here, who was Abba Bivens. Right. All this is very spiritual when you go into it, man. Right. And when you see it today, it's breaking numbers. These chariots, UFO sightings are record-breaking right now, man. You know, it's about to take place. People are about to see some strange, twisted shit. It's about to get very twisted out here, man. This ain't nothing. Again, we're in a time of a dimensional shift right now, man. We mentioned it earlier. Men flying, performing miracles, you know, casting out demons, you know, walking on water, feeding people, you know, in the midst of UFOs flying over, people bugging out, trying to kill people. It's about to get very strange out here, man. But that goes into the terrible, the strangeness of the Lord. You said so?
I said, don't believe, just watch.
Yeah, that's right. John, that's a bet. That's a bet, bro. You got it.
Zechariah 5:4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
That's right, Shalakit. It says, swear falsely by my name. Those are those great things that this man is speaking. The great things. Saying, I'm going to make this apple better. We always talk about it. Okay, you know what? Y'all, man, Nikola Tesla literally had an idea, had a way to make fuel out of water, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is a resource that the world gonna be fucked up with. But this devil said, nah, we gonna make it with gas. Kill off everybody. You know what? Roll your sleeve up, nigga. Put this mask on, nigga. Drink this water bottle. Destroy it. Water. We always talk about it. There's an island of trash floating in the ocean. There's space trash circling the earth. All right? These are all things that he's done. This is part of his vision that he wanted. Actions speak louder than words. He swore by his actions. All right? Hey, it even says it in Revelation 13:6 that he blasphemes even the things that are in heaven, man. We talked about this last week at camp. Speaking great things. All right? But hey, it says what? The heathen, it says, why did the heathen rage and the Gentiles imagine a vain thing? All right? Because right in the midst of this, their overthrow is going to happen. Like it says in Job 20. All right? And it's the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall then be in straits. All right?
Oh, no. Okay.
Con, bro. Okay, we can get it. Let's go for the strangeness. We can get it. Because it's going into the strangeness of the heavens, bro, and Paul's seen it. And this is what's getting ready to crack this atmosphere. Like I titled this lesson, you know what I'm saying, the invasion is coming. All right? These things that Paul said was in lawful form to speak are getting ready to come.
Yeah.
And it's going to terrify people. Okay? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, starting from the top. And it reads, "It is not expedient for me, doubtless to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord." He says, "I knew a man in the Mashiach above 14 years ago. Whether in the body, I cannot tell. Or whether out of the body, I cannot tell." You got to remember, when Paul got put to death, before he resurrected from the dead, he saw things in the heavens. Okay? It might have been a brother that died. It might have been an angel. Just like John the Revelator. All right, when he bowed down to this angel, the angel said, "Look, don't bow down to me. I am also thy fellow servant and thy brother that got testimony." All right? So it's a strong chance that John was communicating with a brother that died in the spirit. Or an angel that just had a job just to communicate with John. You know? But it says, "Or whether out of the body I cannot tell, God knoweth. Such an one caught up to the third heaven." Now it mentions the third heaven. The third heaven, like, this is far out, yo. Because you have the sky, which is the heaven. And then you have the atmosphere, the planets, the stars, which is the second heaven. But Paul was in the third heaven. Can you imagine? Like, see, you sit back and really think about everything given to Yahweh Shai. Everything it says, everything in heaven, in the earth, things beneath the earth. Like, when you look at it to a degree, this is a multiverse we're talking about. Not that there's Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3. No. What I mean by whatever exists outside of the stars in the galaxy, which is the third heaven, that's been given to Yahweh Shai. And that's about to be given to those men. And Paul saw that, bro. Like, it's far out to us. If we got a telescope, we see a chariot flying or a comet, or you even see another planet, you far bugged out. Like, whoa, what the heck? Paul seen outside of that. You know, this is past the cosmos and the galaxy. Paul was in the third heaven. You know, John was in the third heaven in that vision. You know, and it ain't just no little throne, no little throne room, bro. You know what I'm saying? If the second heaven is enormous, you can only imagine how vast the third heaven is. How many angels, all the creatures that are out there. Because, you know, the creatures. When I say creatures, I mean the creations. You know what I'm saying? And that's a realm that the elect are going to have, 144,000 are going to have access to after being redeemed and delivered and receive those new bodies. But going to the point, this is what Paul saw. And what dwells in the third heavens is about to crack the heavens. They're passing the space atmosphere and they're coming to this planet. They're coming to this planet. They're going to go from the third heaven and pass the first heaven to come down here to the third dimension, bro. It's about to be crazy out here. You know, it makes sense why when that angel came, when Yahweh Shai was risen from the dead, when he spoke to Mary, the earth shook. You know? Hey, the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. We know that the nuke's going to play part in that, but also the chariots coming down into this atmosphere. Because Enoch said it. He says thousands of the saints that's with him are going to come down. You know? But this is back in 2 Corinthians 12. It says in verse 3, "And I knew such a man, whether in body or out of body, I cannot tell, God knoweth, how that he was caught up into paradise, and heard unspeakable words, which it is not lawful for a man to utter." So the words that was spoken to him, he couldn't utter, and even the things that he saw, he couldn't utter. You can't utter it, man. You know? If you let put it like this, bro, you had to have a strong mind. The Lord knew who he was dealing with to show that vision of the heavens to, bro. Because you got to sit back and think about it. The stuff John saw, if it was somebody lower level in the faith, you know what I'm saying? What the heck? What is this? You know, it might not even look like, I'm going to say this, it might not even look like something that you thought would be in the scriptures. So that could cause somebody to be like, no, there's different planets and everything. It's something different. No, man. You had to have a different type of mind to receive what John and Paul saw. You know, if you were a low level, and when I say low level, I don't mean the condescending, but if you was younger in the space, you would bug the hell out, bro. You know what I'm saying? You would lose it. You know?
Yeah, bro. Bro, the Lord, if the Lord lets you see the unknown things, let alone the third heaven, bro, you would bug out like the priest said, man. But this, bro, it's things we haven't seen that's on the earth right now, bro. That was crazy, bro.
Right.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been subjugated here. We've been subjected to this BS. So when you try to look past it, it's very difficult. You know? Oh yeah. Oh no. You just made the point, man. Like, bro, it's things the Lord can show us right now on earth that would have us like
Absolutely.
eyes bulge, and a brother may not even be able to speak to a brother for a day or two.
Absolutely.
Because they sitting there still gathering all their thoughts. Man, I can't do that. Like on some beautiful, out of this world.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Okay. This is the book of St. John, chapter 3, verse 12. I'm going to start at verse 11. This is John 3 and 11. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking to Nicodemus. We speak, he said, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and you receive not our witness. And these are earthly things. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's the things of the heavens we know.
Yeah.
But when you go into know right here, I'm pretty certain that really means to have relations with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we know things that are happening down here in the heavens. We don't have an idea. We only just know in part and prophesy in part. Verse 12. If I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? What consists of in the heavens what John the Revelator saw, what Paul saw? People would bug out, and he was talking to Nicodemus, who was being brought up as a babe in the faith. You know,
right.
Just going into the example, you know what I'm saying? Babes in the faith ain't gonna be able to receive, even experienced men ain't gonna be able to receive a lot of what's in the heavens right now. That's why when the heavens come to earth, when the heavenly host comes to earth, it's gonna shock a lot of people, man. And catastrophic things are gonna take place, bro. The earth is gonna be terrified, bro.
Being born again.
Yeah, that's going into being born again.
And because he was a babe, so he's like, man,
Right.
he's like, go back into my brother's womb. Like,
Yeah.
no, bro, no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we've all asked those type of questions. We're young in the faith, the babe, so that hits on the head of what the priest is saying. Like, bro, third heaven?
Come on, bro. You get bugged out on even hearing it. Yahweh Shai didn't sit. Now, who's to say he didn't have conversations with his men and talk about things, because he always talked about things consisting of the kingdom of heaven. So who's to say he didn't pour certain things out to those men he was close to? Now, it's not documented, so I'm not going to say it happened, but you also can't put it past it, bro, because he poured into those men. They was close to him, bro. But somebody just coming up in the faith, you know what I'm saying? He's like, look, you can't even understand the things of the earth, so how can you understand the things of the heaven? So those ununderstandable things from the heavens are getting ready to force their way onto the earth.
Yep, that's right.
You know? You got it, bro.
Outside also had 3 continents that the CBA
Right.
Absolutely. I just wanted to grab this Habakkuk 3rd chapter.
That was the spirit. I had it. I wanted to pull it up. That's the spirit, bro. I was thinking about that.
Just to land back off the brother, man, because he had said, basically that when that forth, and it's already beginning to show itself, the armies of the heavens. Can you imagine when the sky actually cracks and Yahweh Shai and that power, the host of the heavens comes and visits this place on that close of a level? The earth is going to tremble. Right. That's why I wanted to grab this. Habakkuk 3 and 8.
You start at like verse 5. Right here.
Habakkuk 3 and 3. It says, the Most High came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran.
And that's going into when we were in the wilderness. All right, those are times the Lord revealed himself unto us when we was in those regions. All right, now he was in Sinai. All right, but then it says Mount Paran, which Paran is another sign for pretty much Arabia. All right, we was in that region with the Lord. I forgot the event that actually happened around that time, but that's when the Lord revealed himself unto the children of Israel. All right, you got it, bro.
That's a lot. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Verse 4, and his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand.
Now, when you go into that word horns there, that word horns is synonymous for rays of light. All right, it means a beam of light. Even when Moses was on Mount Sinai, when the chariot came down, the Lord supped with Moses, that's what etched those words, those commandments into those stones, those horns. All right, you got it.
There was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet.
Right, right. And that's why when you go on top of Mount Sinai, obviously we haven't been, but they say it's scorched even unto this day. All right, burning heat. This is in the presence of the Lord. So this presence that was in Sinai, just imagine how more dramatic it's going to be when it breaks the atmosphere and comes here. All right, because it mentioned the horns, which are rays of light. Those chariots are going to shoot out rays of light, literally energy beams, bro. And what are they going to do? They're going to reduce you into particles, turn you into dust. Like the movie A War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. Remember when them chariots came, that horn sounded, and they came out there and they vaporized people, literally turned them into dust, bro. You know, beat them into powder, as the scripture says. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 6, he stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations.
Right. He stood and measured the earth, meaning that he's watching everything that's taking place, and he even measures kingdoms and nations, how he judges it when their cup has been full. All right, when they've committed enough wickedness to the point where, okay, now I'm going to send up another ruler. All right, the Lord deals with increments of measurements, how he deals. So it says he measured the whole earth, meaning he allowed these people to be wicked as hell, do all they had to do, because it mentions it in Revelation the 14th chapter, going into the harvest. All right, and when it's time to reap the harvest, you got to give it time to grow. All right, and then it's threshing season. All right, so it says he measured the earth. Go ahead, It
says he stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered.
And the everlasting mountains were scattered. Now, what is that talking about? What are mountains synonymous for? Governments, higher powers. All right, he says these mountains were scattered. And also when he comes down, physical mountains are going to break off a little bit. Volcanoes are going to erupt. All right, but more so when Yahweh comes with those heavens, man. I mean, you got to think about it, man. You got these global elites. They're gonna go in their satellites. They're gonna hide in the caves. They're gonna hide underwater. All right, all this is gonna take place, but the presence of the Lord is gonna be so potent that they're gonna be shaken out of those places, regardless, man. It don't matter. Okay, shalom, y'all.
In the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow.
Now you peep how he said the everlasting mountains were scattered. That's kind of like a boast. Like to them, oh, y'all thought these mountains were everlasting, huh? Okay, y'all thought y'all places and habitation was gonna live together, huh? Guess what? It ain't as everlasting as you thought. It says the everlasting mountains shall be scattered. All right, and this is gonna take place when the Lord comes down in his chariots, bro. All right, this is what Enoch was talking about in Jude. Okay, these are visions that the prophets saw that made them sick. Okay, you had prophets that saw these visions and woke up sick, man. You even read this chapter. The end of the chapter, Habakkuk woke up sick. He was scared. He was terrified, man. You know, and even in the beginning of it, he said, I've heard the voice of the Lord and was afraid. Okay? Because this is what's getting ready to come. And these are beings that are about to enter into this atmosphere, man, soon. Okay? You sit back and you look like the chariots that show up when you watch YouTube videos, those orbs of light. Imagine what they would look like if they were close. You look at a plane flying in the sky and it looks very small, a little light blinking on it, you can barely see it. But when you board in that mug at the airport, the thing is huge. So imagine the chariots, bro. When they come down, people are going to be terrified. And the creatures that come out of them chariots, people are going to be terrified. All right? You got different classification of angels, bro. All right? Like we explained, some of them look like beasts. That's the best way John could explain it, as a beast. Like, man, I've seen 4 beasts that was by the throne. But imagine how far out they look. This is the third heaven. This is past space. This is the third heaven where the throne is, man. We have no understanding on what things look like. We only know in part. And only our imagination can really show us what it really is. But that is only a mere speckle. That's a mirror that's very spotted that you can barely see into. That's what I'm talking about.
The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of the sun in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble.
Go ahead. The heathen are going to tremble. Okay, go ahead.
It says, was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers?
And that's a question that he asked right there, bro. Because that's why the brother brought the precept there. That's verse 8, right? It says, was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Why did he say that? Because the rivers are going to be brought out of their places. You could even get a glimpse of it when you watch that new Independence Day movie, Transurgence, that came out some years back. When that chariot came down, bro, there was chunks of the earth being brought up into it because it had its own gravitational force. You know, so you watch the scene from there, literally the rivers and the oceans are literally lifting up out of their place. This is the power that the Lord is going to come with, man. He asked the question, was the Lord displeased with the rivers? Because in that vision that he saw the rivers being desolated, being taken out of their place. The water, someone was probably evaporating due to the heat. All right, he saw the catastrophic event play out in his mind, man. And this is about to happen. Like, we're literally knocking on the door of this, man. People can walk around like nothing's about to happen, but you smell it in the air. Whether you believe, whether you don't believe, you smell it in the air that something's wrong. Okay? And that's good that you smell that. Okay? But it's going to come to a point where it's going to be fear and dread upon your head, man. A lot of judgment's getting ready to come. Watch.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
Habakkuk 3 and 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation?
So it's using this, it's going into the power of his chariots right here, man. It didn't just mention that for no reason. All right, but when he comes in those chariots of salvation, it's going to be destruction that's taking place right in the midst of the elect getting delivered up. That's the ransom that we're watching. That's the ransom that you're reading about, man, where it says Egypt was a ransom unto you. All right, that's the payment that has to happen. These people got to atone, man.
Right.
Hey, it says it in what, Numbers 35 and 33.
Yeah.
Because blood hath defiled the land.
Yeah.
The only way to cleanse the land thereof is the blood of him that shed it. All right, it's required, man. So when the Lord comes back and decimates this place, it's rightfully so. And in the midst of that, the Lord's elect are going to get delivered up. Not only the 144,000, but the peaceable multitude.
Yeah, that's right.
And best believe, man, when the elect are in that chariot, when you read it in Revelation the 15th chapter, all right, about that celebration that's taking place, all right, going into singing the song of Moses and the song of the Lamb, like, the timing is probably going to be different in them chariots, bro. You know, it ain't going to just be no quick little, you got to think about it. 144,000 men getting crowns placed on their head takes time.
Right.
It takes a lot of time.
Right.
You know, so down here on earth, who's to say how long that's going to be?
Yeah,
You're going to have people in bunkers, wicked jakes in bunkers like the Jay-Z's and all them. They're going to have that money be in their bunkers. And they could be a time and a time and a time where they're there, but they looking at the chariots just hovering, bro. And the whole time the elect in their party and getting their celebration on.
That's right.
And then when the Lord opens those doors, you got Revelation 21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, but I saw New Jerusalem coming down as a bride adorned for her husband. And then they're going to purge out the rebels. And there's certain individuals that are Israelites that are going to be here that are going to receive salvation. They're going to be able to be changed on the spot.
Right.
All right? The elect are going to be able to change them on the spot. They're going to repent and be changed, man. But they're also going to be purged out. And all this is going to take place when the chariots come, bro. You know? This is going to be the event to top all events. Again, we quoted it earlier, Jeremiah 16. It says, you hold it? Hey, that's the spirit. You can break it down. Y'all can break it down.
Go ahead and grab it. Jeremiah 16, because it talks about, he was sent from many fishers. And then right now, when the lake get beamed up and come down, that's the hunter period.
That's right. That's right.
That's when we're going to grab them out of every hole, out of the rocks. These elites, like the brothers going into, and they know the thermonuclear missiles are going to come. Mm-hmm. They know the Lord's going to come. They know the chariot's going to come. And they're going to what? They're going to try to hide. Yep. They even show you that in American Horror Stories. One of the more recent seasons.
Yeah. 2 seasons ago.
They have
that was a pro-ass season.
But they have literal underground bunkers already ready to go.
Right.
Right? People are already placing deposits on it.
Mm-hmm.
$2 million just to hold it down.
Spot.
Yeah. All
that.
just to what? At the end of the day, you dug up out of it anyway. Jeremiah 16:16, it says, behold, matter of fact, I'll start at 15. or in 14, because it goes into like what you had mentioned earlier, the day will come when the Lord had brought out the children of Israel from the land of the north. Jeremiah 16 and 14, it says, Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, which was a very miraculous thing.
That's right. That's right.
Nevertheless, but it says, But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. This is going into this land America.
Yeah, because Babylon was called the North Country.
Yes.
All right, that was the alias that it went by, the North Country.
Yeah.
So it was using the land of the North as a similitude for Babylon.
Yeah.
All right, so this is in Jeremiah. Okay, he was talking about the Babylonians come burning Jerusalem with fire, but also in those lessons, there was times he spoke about Babylon, but he was talking about future Babylon, which is America. All right, so he's going into the great deliverance that's going to happen. Because when we got taken out of the land of Babylon back then, it wasn't no great miraculous miracle. All right, it was what? It was Zerubbabel, Joshua, and there was a number of Israelites that believed. Millions of Israelites stayed behind in Babylon.
Yeah.
All right, but you had those exiled Jews, those Israelites that came out of the land of Babylon, and they rebuilt the second temple, and it took time. All right, it took decades. You know what I'm saying? So this shows you that this ain't talking about back then. This is a future prophecy going into how the Lord is going to deliver the elect out of the land of mystery Babylon, which is America. Okay? And it's going into the effect of how it's going to take place as we was reading in Habakkuk the 3rd chapter. It's going to be very catastrophic. It's going to be cataclysmic. Okay? You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 16, middle of 15, it says, And from all the lands whither he had driven them. So going into all Israelites that have been scattered.
That's right. That's right.
But it says, And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Right? Going into the fact of the matter, like I was mentioned earlier, the Lord's going to put us in that land.
Yeah.
The Lord is going to set up, all right, that tabernacle again.
Right.
You know? And it's already happening in the spirit.
Yeah, it's happening right now. This is part of it.
Yeah, those promises that was made, brothers were speaking on yesterday, to Abraham. Yeah, so the promises that was made.
Yeah, that has to stand, bro. The land of Israel was promised unto our fathers, man.
That's right.
You know, it was promised unto the Israelites, and the way we receive that land again is going to be in a very dramatic way. You got to think about it, man. We've been kicked out of that land time and time again. Even when sin was brought to the earth, the Garden of Eden, that was Israel. Jerusalem at that. You know, got kicked out of the land. Abraham was brought back over there. You know, he had children over there. They went into the land of Egypt, was there 400 plus years, brought back to the land. Dwelt in that land, kicked out of the land again by Babylon. Brought back to the land. Kicked out of the land when the Romans came around the time of 65 to 70 AD. All right, and we talked about it earlier, eh? Jake trying to go back to that land wearing the yarmulkes and following the Edomites, man, that's not prophetically based. That's why those Israelites that are in that land right now, that know that they Israelites, that's why they're being oppressed in the way that they are, because that ain't how the Lord said you was going to go back there. You know? It's going to be by the hand of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai.
No, that's right. Like, God is, you know, and those people who, you know, for Jake who don't know, and they don't know, you better believe that, hey, it's going to be some elect out of there, too.
That's
There's
right.
going to be some elect out of there. You know, but they just got to go through the fire right now because they bought in, you know, into, you know, like, hold on. You know, as soon as they got over there, something ain't right. Then we heard stories of passports being taken. Like, bro, what is it?
Yeah.
Why are you taking people's passports? You know what I'm saying? So that's, bro. So that's why, bro. So that's why the Lord, man, call all y'all Bashim Yashah, man. The Lord is about to have Yahweh Mashiach intervene.
Right, absolutely.
This can't go on.
It's gone too far.
Yeah, it's gone too far, bro. Oh no, you good. It's too much.
Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You know, so the Lord is going to have to judge in a very exceedingly dramatic way to express his point. Because this is the thing about the Most High, man. You know, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. But when you go into the Most High, when you go into the word God in the Greek, when you read God in the New Testament, that word is theos. You know, and when you go into the word theos, that's short for like a theatrical way. All right? So he deals, how he deals and how he operates is in a very theatrical way. So when he brings his chariots, and the way he saves is going to be theatric. The way he has these people bugged out on the earth and how far they're going is very theatric. It's almost like a movie, man.
Yeah.
When you look at the world today, it's like some shit you see in the movies, man.
Yeah.
It's gotten that far out.
Yeah.
You remember that movie, AI, Artificial Intelligence?
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that Metropolis town that had all the robots and it was crazy, like the sex city and everything?
Oh, man.
Man, well, yeah, that scene on there. Some of y'all on the comment boards might know, you know, but that's literally how the world is transformed into, man. But it's still orchestrated by the Heavenly Father. All right, He set it up in a very theatric way. All right, He set the people's pride up very theatrically. That way, when He sends His host down, it's going to be brought to their destruction in a very theatric way. You know, that's why the scriptures say, "Then they shall know that the Lord have done it." All right, He ain't never showed out in a minor way. He don't do that. The Most High don't do that. He didn't do what He did. You know what I'm saying? Bro, why would He do it now? In the most wicked time the earth has ever seen. You know?
Continuing on, Jeremiah 16:16 says, "Behold, I will send for many fishers." Like it talks about in the scriptures, we're fisher of men.
That's right.
You know, we're casting out that net, you know, pulling it back, and we have some things got to throw back in there and whatnot.
Straight up.
You know, but what's meant to be here is going to come, man.
Right.
Back out there. You know, get the clean.
That's right.
You know, but it's really the spirit of Yahweh from outside, but it says, "Saith the Lord, and they shall fish them," right? And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rock.
And the only way that can happen is power. Just calling a spade a spade. The only way that can happen is power.
Exactly.
All right, the Lord is going to endow His men, certain of His men with power to be able to do these things. And that's going to act as an introduction to the power that the elect are going to have in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right, but the scriptures goes into it in Ephesians and Romans 8, going into how it is the earnest expectation. You know, that earnest expectation means a down payment of the Holy Spirit that's given. All right, and that is going to come with power, healing, doing miracles. And we're in a time right now where that's getting ready to come. I mean, you got to think about it. That standard's got to happen soon. Okay, you got mandatory mandates happening in different parts of the earth. And you got a lot of jakes that believe that are over there that don't have the strength to do anything, because we know it ain't none of our own flesh gonna get us out of this situation.
Exactly.
You know? So that shows you a standard has to be lifted soon, and it's going to be lifted soon. And when that happens, that's going to be a standard. These are men that are going to have superhuman capabilities. Hey, as the words of the elder brother Barack out there in Cali, man. These are men that are going to have superhuman capabilities. There's going to be a level, all right, of how should I put it, coding that's going to be unlocked. All right, in the minds of these men. That pineal gland is going to be open, man, to be able to do those things. So how do you think they're going to get in under the water? How do you think they're going to get into the heavens? Teleport, travel, you know? It's going to be some very strange things that's about to happen, man. And it's going to be a lot more strange when these people see that it's the so-called Negro, the Latino, Native American that's doing these things. The most despised, you know? That's the strange thing about it. And then you're going to have Israelites that look like other nations that are part of that as well, because the elect have been scattered, all right? But it says in the Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, going into how the enemies are going to be amazed at the strangeness of their salvation. But part of that is going to be the powers that these men are going to be given. How the hell did they find us in here? How the hell did they knew we're in here? But it's written in, what, Psalm 15:3, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil. So there ain't no escaping from your judgment, bro. Like an amos 5. You know?
Okay. Jeremiah 16:17, it says, "For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face."
You see, there we go. Lock it, brother. You can break it down.
It says, "Neither is there iniquity hid from mine eyes." So, hey, brother brought it out. Proverbs 15:3. Hey, the eyes of the Lord are in every place.
Right.
The wickedness is going on, man.
That's right.
That's it. And many people don't take account to that. The eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, man. You can't even stare at the sun for a prolonged period of time. 10,000 times brighter than that? Come on, man.
Eyes hurting, sore, tired, sleepy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but like the brother was going into, right now we can really only, what would use, like 10 or 12% of our brain. For the election first, that's going to be unlocked, man.
Yep.
Can you imagine?
These elites are trying to get that code right now. They trying to get that code right now, but you ain't gonna be able to get it.
With the whole Neuralink thing.
Yeah, Neuralink
yeah.
technology, making super soldiers.
Yeah.
Like they're literally trying to take it there because they want to be God, bro. Hey, it makes me think of the movie. Y'all ever saw that Samson movie? Oh my goodness, it's a good movie. It's out of all the Bible movies that are out there. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but you know the different movie apps and everything. Bro, that movie it's pretty good. You know, I mean, you know, mine it ain't Jake's and everything, but you know, you use your imagination.
Yeah.
But the reason why I brought the point, because you had that Canaanite king, you know, who had pretty much plucked out Samson's eyes and cut his hair.
Yeah.
And in the cell, it was Samson. Oh, okay, it's on Netflix, The Water Brother. But in that cell, it was Samson and it was his brother, and that king came in there because he wanted that power.
Yeah.
He saw Samson slay those 1,000 men. He saw them slay the military. He saw that. Yeah. So in his mind, his main thirst was to be a god. Yeah. You know. So in the scene in that movie, I'm not giving too much away, but they're in there, and he's hitting Samson trying to ask for his power, yeah. And then he goes to his brother, choking him and strangling him, like, man, tell me how to get this power. And his brother was like, all right, I'm going to tell you how to receive this power. You got to be humble. You got to be of a contrite spirit, and that's something that you do not possess. You know, he said only God giveth grace unto the lowly, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much within that aspect, in that realm, and that dude threw a tantrum. But thinking of that scene made me think about what Esau's trying to do today. Yeah. You know, and the elder brother from the UK, Rakaya Kwam, he talked about it before, going into how these devils lust after this power so bad, and they're going to be mad when they see these lowly men receive that power, bro. But they're also going to be in terrible fear. All right, because we're talking about it before it happens, man. It's only a matter of time before these things take place. It's only a matter of time before some troops come up to brothers at camp, or something happens where they try to kick their door in, and he shoot laser beams out his eye. You know, or he holds his hand up and sends this nigga into another dimension. Something like that. Now, it sounds far-fetched, but hey, we're dealing with a God that's omnipotent. You know what I'm saying? He's only omnipotent. You know, so really shouldn't anything be a factor of impossible in our minds? Because we deal with a God that has constantly proven himself to show unrealistic things happen and make it a reality. So this is getting ready to come, man. It's the reason why these movies coming out, spiritual power in these movies, they're always going into it, because they know. They know. Y'all got it. What time is it? Okay, we can end it off on this.
Jeremiah 16 and 18. At first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. And it makes you think of Revelation the 18th chapter. Going, give unto her double as she is given unto you. Give reward unto her double. You know, that's how you know it's going in the mystery of Babylon. Babylon's great America. You know? But it says, because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of the detestable and abominable things.
Yeah, and that's really, you know, going into Jake being destroyed, you know what I'm saying? But like all in all, it's going to happen with Esau Edom. Like you read it in Deuteronomy 30 and 7. It says the curses that fell upon us are going to befall upon our enemies, which our main enemy is Esau Edom, who is a so-called white man. And we say so-called, but really it's self-proclaimed. You know, that's the title that this man gave himself. You know what I'm saying? To be pure and such. So he's going to be brought down. You got it.
People before were
That's right. That's right.
So that was a beautiful point the priest brought out about us being destroyed. You know, even though they over there in our homeland doing the food, bro, don't worry.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cleaned up.
It's gonna be cleaned up because, like we said it earlier, they got a particular measurement that they have to fulfill. Yeah. Like when you look at it mathematically, the Lord had those Canaanites in the land of Israel for a very long time. But in that period of time, they was eating abominable things, sacrificing their children to the Molech, putting them under the fire, doing a bunch of wickedness. And Abraham was even there around that time. Yeah. And you even read it in Genesis 15, where it goes into how he said, I'm going to give you all this land, but I'm going to give you all the land until the wickedness of the Amorites is fulfilled. You know, so Abraham was in that land, but those Canaanites were in that land, and they pretty much had to tally up wickedness for the Lord to throw them out. So when we was in Egypt for those 400 years, and when we finally was released from Egypt, 40 years later was the time period for the Canaanites to give up the land, because that tab was filled up. Just like the Egyptians' tab was filled up, the tab was there. Just like you mentioned it earlier, those Amalekites, those so-called Jews over there in the land right now, they've been in there for a period of time, since what, 1948.
Yeah.
But they had tabs that they had to fulfill, just like those Canaanites had to fulfill that tab in that land. And we're coming to the point where the tab is up, the earth is measured, things are weighing in that balance, and the Lord is about to come and strike this place dead, bro.
That's right.
He's about to strike it.
Right.
You know, he's about to wound the head of the wicked.
That's right.
You know? Did you have any closing points or anything?
That's what he said.
Okay, cool. We can end it off there. Lord's willing, that was edifying unto the flock. Shalom to all of y'all. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, many salutations unto you elect, fulfilling your lots in all truth and all sincerity. Shalom.